Hi, I just was inspired. I thought I was all done. And then I was like, you know what? This popped in my head. So I was inspired to talk a little bit about the word vulnerability. All right. We hear that big, bad, ugly word. And I think there's some misconceptions around it. Being vulnerable doesn't mean you always have to um, put yourself out there in such a way that it doesn't mean necessarily that you have to cry on everyone's shoulder or share your deepest and darkest with everyone, okay? Being vulnerable could be just that willingness to be your true and authentic self without the fear of judgment from it, okay? To be able to recognize what your passions are in life and pursue them and not hold yourself back because of other people's opinions, okay? I say that because I hear it so often. It's not, some people are easier at pushing through that than others. And sometimes it's, you don't care about what most people say, but there's like one or two people that it's like, oh my God, their opinion really matters to us. And there's nothing wrong with being open to people's opinions if they're opinions of people that you can trust or that have really guided you in such a good way in the past, like mentorship. People have mentors all the time. It's really using that discernment though, is this someone that has steered me in good and healthy directions in the past, or is this someone who's misled me or made me feel worse about myself, or whatever the case may be? That's something that you have to do your own deep dive on. um, Easier said than done, I know. But in any case, vulnerability is just the willingness to be who you are. And it, again, sometimes depending on our situations and our environment, we can't always do that around everyone in those environments. But if we recognize that that's the case, that this is an unsafe environment and I can't be my true and authentic self without putting myself in harm's way, then that's a call for change, right? Then that's something that you have to really think about and say, is this an authentic environment for me, right? If I have to wear a mask every day just to live my life, maybe I'm in the wrong spot or place or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times people don't even realize that that's the life they're living because they never spent the time to get to know themselves, to know that this isn't really even me. This isn't what I want. This isn't what makes me happy. I've asked people, what makes you happy? And I'll get a blank stare sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what makes me happy. And sometimes it's a lifelong discovery. We learn one thing makes us happy, and then that opens doors to other things. And that's the journey, right? The journey of life. So being vulnerable isn't just putting out your emotions. It's allowing yourself to evolve, to be who you are, and to get to know yourself, and then not be afraid to share that with other people. And again, not necessarily your deep darkest revelations or your past traumas or things like that. So some of that stuff, it's not appropriate to share with a lot of people because a lot of people don't know what to do with it. I remember years ago, before I even learned about all this stuff, other than going through it myself in my own life, I had a friend who told me, was trying to be vulnerable with me, telling me about their trauma as a child. And much to my chagrin, I think my response was, get over it. Ugh, everything that I know now about trauma, that's not a proper response. But I didn't know. I didn't know. So we can only work with what we have when we have it and do the best that we can. So if that friend's ever listening or even remembers the incident, you have my heartfelt apology, truly. Granted, that was like 20 something years ago. But those types of interactions are powerful. They form, well, in any case, that's another deep dive and we're keeping this short. But in any case, just remember, vulnerability isn't just really ripping your heart out. It's about just being true to yourself and not being afraid to share that, in the sense that not your inner belief systems necessarily, but to just live your life as who you are. You're worth it. We are all important in our own way, and we all have something to bring to the table. But unless we're inspired by being who we truly are, it oftentimes comes off as inauthentic or fake, and then it's not received. And then we tend to spiral of making more belief systems around that. Well, I tried and nobody liked what I put out there. But did you? Were you even in touch enough with yourself to say that you tried? And that's why the inner work is so important. Who are you? What do you want? What makes you happy? And what are you putting out into the universe? That is what comes back to us. All right. I swear I'm out this time. Have a great day. Bye.